Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Ingrid Goes West. Aubrey Plaza is always such a tricky nut for me to crack. I think she's funny, I think she's talented, and she always has a few shining moments in whatever film she's in. However, very rarely is she in a film that's any good. So we get to Ingrid Goes West, another indie comedy starring Aubrey Plaza that looked like it had a ton of potential, but I had to go in very cautious with her track record. But I'm happy to report I really liked this movie. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives first. And we're going to begin with the acting performances, starting with star Aubrey Plaza. She is fantastic in this movie. I think she pulls off a lot of funny moments, but she definitely steps out of the normal Aubrey Plaza role here. She pushes her boundaries. She's forced to act a little bit more than we usually see her acting. And I thought she was fantastic. I also thought Elizabeth Olsen was fantastic. She pulled off this perfect Insta Cali girl so well. There was always that underlying depth to her character that she portrayed so well under that facade surface. And I was blown away. I thought she was so good. And then we have O'Shea Jackson Jr., aka Ice Cube Jr., He was so good in this movie. He plays the love interest here, and he has so much charisma. He is so likable. I loved his character, and I just think he was beaming through the screen. I thought his performance was so good. And all of our background and minor characters were all really solid as well. So kudos to the entire cast. They nailed it. So this film is a dark comedy about social media. And it is so good in that regard. But especially the social media messaging and skewering and commentary and even parody that is on display here is so good. From the complete isolation factor that the modern day technology has put young adults into, to the complete obsession with being on that phone with the likes, the hashtags, the little emojis, all of that. Wonderful. To, as I said before, that fake facade, creating a life on your social media presence that isn't actually your real life. Making it all look so cool and so pretty and posting all of these wonderful, marvelous things when your life isn't really all that grand. Showboating on social media and creating basically a complete second identity. But it all kind of comes back to that loneliness factor, and that all the social media obsession is making us a more unhappy people. And I thought all the messages regarding social media were handled so well. And overall, the movie is funny, and it stays pretty dark. It hits on dark themes. So a dark comedy about social media, it nails every aspect. Plus, it was creative, it felt fresh. I really enjoyed most everything about this film. But that's gonna obviously lead us right into those negatives. My biggest negative in this film is that we deal with some heavy issues, in particular with Ingrid's character and mental illness and personality disorder. And I don't think the film quite handles it appropriately. A lot of Aubrey Plaza's quirks and weird things she does throughout the film are definitely played for laughs, but in reality they're kind of sad, and I actually felt uncomfortable watching the film. There was an unease underneath just because her character was so unhinged and clearly somebody with a mental problem that was running around untreated, that there was always just kind of this on-edge feeling that was a little bit more uncomfortable than dark humor itself. So just overall, the film was insensitive toward somebody with mental and personality disorders. And this is definitely not a film for kids. Not only kids, I don't think this is a film for teenagers either. The end result with the Ingrid character, that I'm not going to go into, because obviously, spoilers, sends a sophisticated message if you understand everything and if you are cognizant of what the film is saying, but can send a very, very negative and destructive, horrible message to a teenage audience. So, just a clear warning, I don't think this is a good movie for teenagers to see. Unless you as a parent are comfortable with a deep film about the dangers of social media and what they're doing to our society, and plan to have a real discussion with them afterward. And make sure they understand that discussion, because I think we skate on some dangerous territory near the end. But overall, I really loved this film. I think it was a smart comedy that had something to say and executed its message so well, so sophisticated. This would be an absolute love, like top films of the year, if they had been a little bit more sensitive about mental illness. And that is kind of a big deal, I think, when you're dealing with something in this manner. Those consequences, those solutions needed to be talked about a bit more. So that's going to bump it down to a matinee. But really, this is a dark comedy, and we don't get that many of those these days. And it is a smart and sophisticated comedy. Also, we don't get that many of those these days. So definitely see Ingrid Goes West, and I would recommend it at a matinee ticket. So, that has been my review of Ingrid Goes West. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. And join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Ingrid Goes West? If you've already seen it, what did you think? And what is your favorite film revolving around social media? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!